Hello guys, today we discuss to you iterative statements, which is for loop, while loop, and do while loop. For loop. A for loop is a repetition control structure that allows you to efficiently write a loop that needs to execute a specific number of times. A for loop is useful when you know how many times a task is to be repeated. We need to understand the three elements. Syntax. The initialization step is executed first and only. This step allows you to declare and initialize any loop control variables, and this step ends with semicolon. Next, the Boolean expression is evaluated. If it is true, the body of the loop is executed. If it is false, the body of the loop will not be executed, and control jumps to the next statement past the for loop. After the body of the for loop gets executed, the control jumps back up to the update statement. This statement allows you to update any loop control variables. This statement can be left blank with a semicolon at the end. The Boolean expression is how evaluated again. It is true, the loop executes and the process repeats. Body of loop, then update step, then Boolean expression. After the Boolean expression is false, the for loop terminates.
Bali manggod na ara manggod dito ko na dia ning ko na dia ding kapis sa likod. Tingog wala na.
Tingog.
Ya.
Dili man.
Na lagi dali sa likod.
Dili lagi.
Na lagi dia kena.
While loop. A while loop statement in Java programming language repeatedly executes a target statement as long as a given condition is true. A while loop is nothing but which allows you to run a block of statements for a number of times. So let us see the syntax. How can we write a while loop and what happens with each of theirs? So we write while loop with the keyword called while. Then in the bracket you will provide the expression. This is nothing but your Boolean expression, which will read the result true or false to check the condition, and then if the condition is true, please execute the blocks of statements written inside the curly braces, and if the condition meet false, the loop will come outside there. The loop gets terminated, and our machine, that is GVM, will start executing the statements after the loop. So here it say that we after the loop, so we have the statements, which may be a single statement or it may be a block statements. You may just want to print hello world, so may just write system.out.print hello. And if you want to provide any of the message or execute certain other block of statements, you can write here, and this expression will help you to evaluate whether your condition is true or not. Example of while loop. Let us understand with this example. We have created a class and integer type x, and the value is 10. So how do we write while loop is that we write the while keyword, then in the brackets the Boolean expression. We have already created a variable, and we are trying to check if that variable value is less than 20. If it is true, please execute this block or statements, right? So in this blowout of straight, right, please print the value of x. For an example, we have just written system.out.print, which prints only the x value and we haven't incremented the value of x, what happens in that case is that every time it will go and check if x is less than 20 or not, that is if 10 is less than 20 or not. We already spoke about infinitum. This is one of the case of infinite loop where the condition will never meet false. It means you will never reach to your destination. See this example by running in practical to understand how while you run we have created a class for while loop to explain how while loop work and what is the syntax of for it. So the class name is while loop. With the main method, we have created a variable called as x and holding the value as 10. So the syntax of while loop works as if we write the keyword while, then in the braces we write the condition and then the curly braces what is to be printed in case of while loop. It says that if the condition is true, then please execute the block of statements. Otherwise, it will come outside the braces and terminate the program. So we have created a variable with x equal to 10. We are trying to check the condition if x is less than 20. So it says that if x is less than 20, please print the value of x and then keep incrementing and displaying the value until the x is less than 20. So what this program does is that it checks is 10 less than 20 years. It will print the value of x that is 10 and then increment the value as lemon of. If remember, we already spoke about post increment and pre-increment, which increment the value of the variable with +1. So now the value of x is 11. It will again go back and check if 11 is less than 20 years. Again, it will come and print the value of x as 11 and keep repeating the step until x is less than 20. So the last value would be if 19 is less than 20 years. It prints and now the x value with the condition is not met. It means the condition is false. It will come outside the block of statements and terminate it. So let us save this program and run. Do-while loop. A do-while loop is similar to a while loop, except that a do-while loop is guaranteed to execute at least one time. Syntax. Notice that the Boolean expression appears at the end of the loop, so the statement in the loop executes once before the Boolean is tested. If the Boolean expression is true, the control jumps back up to the statement, and the statement in the loop executes again. This process repeats until the Boolean expression is false. Example: